Welcome back. Well, we just previewed SDSU's quarterfinal matchup against New Hampshire, but head 2 hours north up I-29, and we have another playoff game set to happen Saturday with Wofford at North Dakota State. For more on that, here's Brian Shawn up in West Fargo with some special guests in the studio.
All right, thank you so much. Kelly here with Jeremy Jorgenson and Jeff Culhane from the Bison Radio Network as we dig into this matchup. In the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs, Wofford, North Dakota State, and the Terriers, pretty confident bunch coming in here. Won a lot of close games. What do you make of the Terriers watching them a little bit? Pretty good defensively up front.
Well, really good defensively up front. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, it's a group that Mike Ayers says is their best three-down defensive front they've ever had in his 30 years at the program. That's also very interesting. There for a 30-year period of time. That's not the norm anymore in college football. But their three-man defensive front, very, very good. Talking all week this week about how they feel like they've got a pretty confident group coming in to Fargo. We saw what happened 5 years ago. It was a physical football game, a 14-7 final score. So, Brian, I think we're going to have a physical game this weekend where 60 minutes should be interesting to watch, especially along the line of scrimmage.
And Jeremy, the defensive coach is burning the midnight oil all week this week.
Yeah, there's no question. This triple option, they have all phases, really. They have Andre Stoddard, a fullback. Lennox McAfee's the home run hitter. Blake Morgan is a guy that can catch the football and run the football. You know, they have a good quarterback. They can throw it a little bit more. 4 seniors on the offensive line. So, yeah, I think you're right. The defensive staff, Matt Entz and the Bison, burning the midnight oil. This is a tough matchup. I think it's the one matchup in the year that is non-Valley that is really physical. This is going to be a physical football game.
Well, really, talk about physicality, since the South Dakota State game, the Bison running game has kind of been, I don't know what you want to use, but it's better. It's exploded. It started against South Dakota. What do you make of that? Why do you think that's happened here the last few weeks?
Well, I think the emergence of Ty Brooks has been key. You know, he was banged up for a few weeks, missed 3 or 4 games with a hamstring injury, compartment syndrome in his calf area as well. I think Ty Brooks has turned into the player that we were all expecting him to be, watching him during spring football practice and also during fall camp as well. Just a breakthrough guy, the change of pace guy that the Bison really have not seen, and really anybody around the Valley haven't seen from the Bison during this great run of college football. So I like Ty Brooks, what he has brought to the table, and just the quickness when he sees where he wants to go. He's a blur. He turns into a player at another level.
And Ty Brooks has changed the dynamics, adding Seth Wilson, who's, I think, shown more than I certainly expected. Jeremy, what do you think the running game and what the key has been here lately?
Well, one of the things that I've noticed, too, is that, you know, Lance Dunn got a lot of carries early, then he got injured. I feel like Bruce Anderson's fresh right now. I feel like he's completely healthy and he's motivated. You know, this late in the year to be fresh is saying something. I think he's running very physical. And to Jeff's point, I think Ty Brooks has provided a different element. Lance Dunn and Bruce Anderson, very similar runners. I think Ty Brooks is a much different runner. So when he comes into the game, defenses have to adjust. And I think it's provided a very tough element to prepare for defenses.
We talked about Easton Stick, how important he is. So I'm going to say take Easton Stick off the table here and say who is the most important player on the field this Saturday for NDSU not named Easton Stick?
Well, 5 years ago, Grant Olson, right? 29 tackles, a single-game career record. I'll stay on the defensive side of the football. I'm going to go to the back end, though. I'm going to go with Robbie Grimsley, running the alley, coming up and providing support. We've seen Colton Heagle be that guy in the past. We've also seen Christian Dudzik be that guy in the past. And while I think Nick DeLuca and Chris Board and also Jabril Cox will have a long afternoon with fullback Andre Stoddard, I want to see Robbie Grimsley come up and fill that lane, fill the alley once the option gets along to the perimeter.
And let's see if Levi Jorheim can maybe give them some reps at outside linebacker, just another body to throw into the mix. When you're talking about eye control, that's important, a young player like Jabril Cox. Jeremy, how about you?
You know, for me, I think the biggest matchup in this game is the Bison offense against this defensive Wofford. I think the Bison will, you know, have some success stopping the option against Wofford defensively. So offensively, for me, it's Austin Coonard. I think he has to set the tone physically from a toughness perspective, let Wofford know that this is a physical game and we like it. And they're going to have to try to run the football, the Bison are. You know, it was tough to run the football in the 2012 matchup. Wofford's a very good team stopping the run. I think think Austin Kunert, as he does so often, has to set the tone up front on the offensive side of the football to where the Bison can run it, because I think it's very hard to run against Wofford, and I think Austin Kunert can set the tone as the quarterback of that offensive line.
I'll be curious to see what the game plan is going to look like on both sides of the ball. We're going to know very early, 11 a.m. kickoff, very early. Jeff, Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us, guys. Enjoy the game Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, Kelly, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Brian. If you can't make it to the Fargo Dome on Saturday, you can watch the game live on ESPN2. Well, coming up after the break, it's a brand new Mets Your Match with a USD student who just won big in the Dr. Pepper Challenge. Stay right here.